Hello, everybody, and welcome to Galactic Wisdom. And with me today is April McQueen. Hey, April, how are you today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Now, April McQueen is the co-owner of Omnia Events, and she also leads the Omega Paranormal KC team. She has experienced many unexplained phenomena, including shadow figures, past life memories, remote travel, telepathic communication with extraterrestrials, a close encounter with a UAP, and more. April's mission is to bring more of an understanding around the paranormal and to host events where people feel comfortable to discuss their personal experiences with the mysterious universe. Well, it's so good to see you again. I've got a comment again. That's a beautiful Christmas tree you have in the background.
Thank you. We finally got it up yesterday. It's been a project in the making.
Fantastic. Well, the first question I have for you today is, you mention in your bio that you see shadow figures. What is the difference between a shadow figure and a ghost? Are they the same thing? Like, what is that?
To me, I mean, I guess it depends on the person answering, but to me, a ghost encompasses everything on the spiritual side. Like, as far as like, you could be a spirit, it could be anything, whereas shadow is just black. And to me, a ghost, it could be transparent, it could be a full body apparition, it could be a shadow figure. It's just more broad in its definition.
Okay, so a shadow figure would be a type of ghost that you're not really seeing much. It is just a figure.
Yeah, it's just a black shadow.
And do you think those shadow figures, the shadow figures that you've seen, are you able to determine whether they might be the spirit of a deceased person or an extraterrestrial?
My personal opinion, there's have you ever heard of what's called the Hat Man?
No.
Okay, so there's a spirit called the Hat Man, and there's two different versions. One's kind of like a nice version, and one's a not so nice version. The
Hmm.
one I've seen in the past is more of the nice version, and he's more of a guardian spirit. So if you're going through turmoil or if there's something negative happening around you, it's more of a protection spirit to keep you where you're at. So I've seen that one, and then also okay, trying to explain how this works. I think there's different levels whenever you can see spirits. And if you're more timid and not really open to experiencing it, then you see the black figures. You can't see the full spirit. And so I'm starting to get to the point where, in fact, just last night, I woke up and there was a tall, slender spirit next to my side of the bed. And I could see more of the characteristics of the spirit, whereas it's not just a shadow anymore.
Right. I just saw a mysterious figure appear on our screen. I don't.
I did too.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Hey, Bill. I'm happy that you've been able to join us today.
How are you both doing?
Good. How are you doing?
You guys don't even know. It's like paranormal is happening in my house. All kinds of weird things are happening. My door just opened by itself as before the show started, and then my camera went off.
That happens with paranormal activity.
I'm like going crazy. Like, what's going on in my house? And I'm trying to, figure things out. And you guys are doing the show, and like weird things are happening. I don't know what's going on with you two with the show. Like, it's having some kind of a theme going on. But I just wanted to say apologies for the technical issues to start the show.
And no worries. I was starting to get a bit nervous like 2 minutes before the show time. Bill is usually here. Do I have to push this going live button?
Well, I just also want to say to your audience and to both of you, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, however you celebrate, or if you don't celebrate at all, Happy New Year, and looking forward to 2024 with both of you in the future.
To you as well.
Have a great show. Much, Bill. Thank you. Thank you, April, for your explanation of shadow figures. How would you personally describe your own psychic or spiritual abilities?
I have no idea. Honestly, okay, since I was a child, I've been able to see the shadow figures. And I think what happened with me personally is it got to the point where it may have scared me. And so I shut it down. And here within the past 5 or 6 years, I've been opening my abilities up more just by meditation and experiencing different things within meditation. And I'm starting to see, like, I've seen things mostly at night. During the daytime, I think there's too much going on for me to focus because I can get things during meditation, but I can't just walking down the street, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah. So do you remember the first time in your life when you first realized you were seeing something unusual?
I would say probably within the past 10 years, because when I was a kid, I thought everybody could see the shadow things. And so I didn't think anything different of it. And it wasn't until recently, whenever I started going to like metaphysical events and learning about the different abilities that people have, that I realized, okay, everybody doesn't have the same abilities. I think everybody has can have the abilities, but I don't think everybody has the same ones.
Right. Now, for a few years at least, you have been hosting or organizing your own spirit or paranormal conventions. How did that actually happen? How did you get into that?
I was part of a group called Mocha and Metaphysics, where we got together and we discussed all things metaphysical. And Bettina, my business partner, came up with the idea of doing a fair, a psychic fair. And so the leader of the group and Bettina and I, all three, started organizing it. The third person decided to step away, and Bettina and I just kind of took off with it, and here we are today. But yeah, it was quite an ordeal at the beginning, just getting things lined up and what we wanted to do. And it originally was just going to be a one-time show, and now it's grown into multiple shows a year.
Yeah. And you've just changed the name recently of your organization, am I right, to Omnia Events?
That's correct. Yeah, we used to be KC Spirit and Paranormal, but when we would do radio ads, that would take up so much space that it ate up more of the advertising that we wanted it to. And so we decided on Omnia Events, which means in Latin, Omnia means everything. So we wanted to like branch out and do more events than just paranormal and metaphysical.
Fantastic. And for anybody that's interested, I'm just posting at the bottom of our screen right now the website of Omnia Events, in case you'd like to get in touch with April or go to any of her conventions. Yeah. Now, I see we've got 10 comments. The comments are pouring in right now. I'm just going to say hello to a few people who are out there watching. Hey, Chris Bob, good to see you. Oh, she says that she also has seen the Fat Man, not the Fat Man.
The Hat Man.
The Hat Man. Oh my goodness.
I would love to hear your experience.
Well, she says that he appeared 3 months before her grandmother committed suicide. I hope there was not a connection there. And I'm sorry to hear that, Chris Bob. And Casey is saying, hey, hi, Casey. Hello to you and Brady. It's good to have you with us out there watching. And one more hello from Karen. Hey, Karen. Thank you very much for being here. It's great to have you with us also. So as April, as well as Omnia Events, you also have a paranormal investigation team. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's Omega Paranormal KC, and we go out and we investigate locations as well as people's homes to determine whether it's paranormal activity or if it can be backed up by something else that may be triggering the events. And it's actually kind of an interesting story that ties to a past life and other things with Omega. If you notice the symbol, it has the Omega symbol and it has a star on the inside. I chose that because that has shown up many times in my meditations, one of which was in a past life. I don't know if you want to hear about this or not. Let me know.
Go for it. Yeah.
Okay. So in a past life, I was meditating and I went back and I was I saw this little boy walking around. It was like I think it was World War II era. And because there was bombs going off, and this little boy, probably 3 or 4, was looking for his mom. And then all of a sudden I was inside the child. Like I could see through his own eyes, and a bomb went off and he went down, and I saw his eyes closed. Like not I saw him, like my eyes closed. I was him. And right before they closed, I looked up, and above this doorway was that symbol, the Omega symbol with a star on the inside. And that's one time I've seen. Another time I was in another galaxy or something, because I was like on this cliff with like stars on around me, and I was holding this staff, and the staff was in the shape of the Omega symbol with this like star like circling on the inside. And so that the Omega symbol is like tied to me in some way. I'm not sure how it
Really?
works. Yeah,
I'll tell
I've
you
seen
what
it
it's
2 or 3 times.
I'll tell you what it's reminding me of. Bad Wolf.
Oh, really?
We were just talking about Doctor Who.
Oh,
You saw the Doctor Who with the Bad Wolf kept cropping up in different episodes.
oh
I
yeah.
thought you knew your Doctor Who after a
I know the recent ones. Is that a recent one?
It's a few years. It's 10 years ago or something. Yeah.
Oh, see, I know the recent ones.
Yeah.
You got
No,
me.
Every episode, the Doctor, wherever he was, the word or a sign or would come up that said Bad Wolf. And it's like your Bad Wolf is that Omega sign.
I might have to look that up, because I've honestly been searching for symbolism of what that could mean. Like I've tried to find books, I've tried to find different people with it, whether it has to do with portals. I'm not sure, because I'm thinking if it's above a doorway, when this child passed away, was it a portal to the next dimension or his next life or the afterlife or what? So, but that's the Omega story. Sorry, we kind of like branched off from the paranormal.
Well, that's fine. We can branch in any direction that you feel like today. So in your paranormal investigations with Omega Paranormal, you've sent me 2 or 3 photographs, and I haven't really had a proper time to look at the photographs, but if I pull one of them up, then maybe you can describe what's going on in the photograph.
Okay, so this one here, there's 2 photographs that I took that night, and they're both within 10 seconds of each other. Can you show the other one that doesn't have that white line on it? That one. Okay, so this is one. The flashlights in this hallway is at the Belfour Winery in Liberty, Missouri. The flashlights kept going off. And so I turn around and take 2 photos. This is the first one. And you see how there's really just the flashlight and there's nothing around it?
Right.
So then the next one that you showed the first time.
This one?
Yeah, you can kind of see gray above it and that white line. This is not, we haven't done anything to this photo. This is the original photo. And it looks like to me somebody's bent over at the flashlight, turning it on or off. And like where that line is, it looks like the outline of the arm, or I don't know. My theory is it could be where he slipped in and out of the going across the veil to come to this side and going back. But then you go to the third picture I sent you. We lightened up the photo so you can kind of see it more. And you see it really looks like somebody's bent over at that flashlight.
Okay, so that sort of upwards, downwards shape you feel is, somebody bending over.
Because if you go back to the original that didn't have anything, it doesn't have any of that gray. Not that one. Yeah, that one. See? Mm-hmm.
Right.
And it's 10 seconds difference.
Yeah.
So
fantastic.
That's one of the things we could not explain away. Our team like tries to go in and make sure we try to debunk everything, because things we can't debunk is paranormal in our opinion.
Yeah. When you rule everything else out, then what remains?
Yeah, this one here, I mean, it's that photo is just amazing to me, because I think I captured something like slipping in and out.
Well, that is wonderful. Are there any other experiences that you've had that you haven't caught on camera that you think are cool that you'd like to tell people about?
Some of the favorite stories that people like to tell, like the other teammates like to tell, because I am the blooper reel of our team. I will say that. I get scared very easily. I think the spirits know this. So one time we were at the Glore Psychiatric Museum in St. Joe, Missouri. And we were in this tunnel area, and this tunnel connects the prison to the museum. And right in the middle is like this little shelf area that they said you can't go past because they don't want you near the prison. So we set some equipment there. We had a K2 sitting there, and I think we had a recorder. And our friend, one of our teammates, she saw a shadow at the end of the hall. And she's like, it's okay. You can come down and talk to us. And not even 5 seconds later, this K2, and I'm standing closest to this shelf. This K2 literally like flew off 6 feet towards me. And I flew back about 15, 20 feet running out of that tunnel. It was
so
crazy.
The K2 is an electromagnetic field detector. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And it flew off a shelf.
Yeah, it flew off. Yeah, towards me, and I just took out of there. But yeah, there's been that one. There was another one where actually it was right here in my house that, and it didn't scare me. It was just interesting because I was sitting in the living room with my mom and nobody was walking around. So there was nothing shifting in the house. And all of a sudden a box that was on our refrigerator, probably about 15, 20 feet away from us, came off the refrigerator and fell about 8 feet away from it. And so it was like, it wasn't like it just shifted off. It had to come off with force to go that far. And so, yeah.
Wow. Now, when you have these interactions with other beings, do you get a sense, either just sort of normal human intuition, or do you get a psychic sense for what they're feeling about their interaction with you? Do they not like it? Do they want you to go away, or do some of them welcome the interaction?
A lot of them welcome it because it gives them somebody on this side to talk to or relay information to. There was one instance at the Glory Museum when we were up there that there's a room that they have at this museum that shows all I call it the torture room because back then they used a lot of equipment to help that they thought were helping people, but it was actually not really helping them. And so I was in that room. And I got the sense there was this girl in there, and I would go and with the K2, and I'd find her energy, and then it would disappear, and then I'd find her energy somewhere else, and then it would disappear. And I got the sense from her that like she really just wanted to be left alone. She didn't want to, like, maybe people really weren't nice to her during her life, and so she really didn't want anything to do with people at that point in time either. And whenever we encounter things like that, we just kind of like dismiss ourselves because we are coming in their territory and it's their safe space. And so it'd be like if somebody came into our home and made us feel uncomfortable, we can't do that to the spirits either.
Yeah, that's kind of you. When you do go into a space and start doing an investigation, do you ever reach out to any spirits that are there and give them a message of respectfulness, sort of introduce yourselves at all?
Yeah, we go in, we introduce ourselves and say we're not here to hurt anybody. One of the rules that we do tell, like if we bring up the public into a space, is if you ask, do they want you to leave? And you get any type of response is yes, you have to leave because, like I said, that's their space. And it's basically just like if you're going to visit somebody in their home is how you would interact with the spirits, except a lot of times you don't hear anything back. Like you're almost talking to yourself in a room and you don't get the evidence until you go home and go through the evidence on the computer or, the sounds or things like that.
Yeah. So you're looking for EVPs, electronic voice phenomenon.
Yep. EVPs, some video things. We've gotten a couple of video evidence that was interesting. We was at this place called Woodchucks in Warrensburg, Missouri. And they have this huge tic-tac-toe checker thing that they built. And you can see the little thing. It has like this little lever off to the side, each side that will release the things on the inside. And you can see it move out. Like somebody's moving it out. So we would go over and we'd press on these things to see if it would, like the weight of the things was causing it to move out. That didn't work. We would stomp in the area to see if like just movement would cause it to move out. That didn't work. But then we'd step back and everybody being still, it would move back out. Wow. And so, this stuff to me is just fascinating because it's proof that there's something beyond that we don't fully understand. And it's just, I don't know, it's just interesting.
It is fascinating that there is life after death.
Mm-hmm. No doubt.
that is one of the things that is absolutely 100% logically verifiable, that when our biological bodies pass away, then our consciousnesses continue. That is verifiable.
So let me ask you this. I know you're the one doing the interview, but can I ask you a
Go
question?
ahead, ask me a question.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the other night, I laid down, got dizzy, and I literally had the feeling I was going to die. Like these flashes of my life went before my eyes, and everything. I sat up. I mean, I felt fine, and like I had nothing wrong with me. Later in the day, it was just that one instance. I literally thought I was going to have a stroke and die. What's your opinion on multiple your soul fragments, where like there's other soul parts of your soul that's like living lives concurrently with you? What's your opinion on that? Do you think that like maybe I experienced one of my soul fragments in another dimension passing away?
Yeah. I don't think, thank you for that question, first of all. I don't think that there are like parallel universes. We've got to be careful with our terminology here. A parallel universe is like another you existing at the same time in the timeline.
Okay.
But maybe just things are a little bit different. I think that right here, right now, at this point in this timeline, we're the only consciousness of ourselves in existence. But I think that time is multidimensional. In fact, you can prove that time is multidimensional. That means that the future right here, right now, is laid out ahead of us. The past is laid out behind us. And we, as conscious beings, we are alive in the past and in the future. So I think that part of the reason that we've evolved psychic abilities is because it gives us an evolutionary advantage, a natural selection advantage. What we can do is we can naturally remote view a little bit into the future, sometimes a lot into the future. We can get some kind of a feeling for what is just about to happen and whether it's good or whether it's bad, and that can guide us. It can our feelings, our intentions are able to manifest to some degree what happens in the future, and emotion is a part of that. So I suspect that if you got a very strong feeling that you were moving towards the end, even to the extent that you started to get those glimpses of your whole past life flashing before you, I've experienced that once myself.
It's
I
freaky,
think
isn't it?
it's not pleasant.
No, it's not. It's not.
Because you know that something significant is going on. But I think there's two explanations, two possible explanations. You got a glimpse of your future, and you may be getting that glimpse of the future so you can do something about it. You just mentioned the possibility of a stroke. Well, we know what causes most strokes, and that's cholesterol. And you might be given a chance to change that. And if I won't go into the details of that here and now, but I know a lot about that subject. And if you want to contact me after this show, I could give you some nudges in a direction that might help.
Okay.
And this might actually be part of what's supposed to happen. Or the second thing is that another entity gave you that feeling, that premonition for a reason. And it could be the same reason, to try and help you, to try and save you. Because I don't think it was just some entity out there trying to scare you. I think it was a message to you that you can change that.
Okay. That's interesting. Thanks for the feedback on that.
Yeah. Sorry, that was a bit serious there.
No, it's okay. It's because I've been wondering about that. And then it's just because there's so many things that I've experienced that I don't have answers for. And so I like to get feedback from other people what their perception is of it.
Yeah. Now, in your paranormal investigations, have you ever considered the possibility of investigating something that might be a bit scarier than just a regular friendly spirit? Do you tend to stay away from things that might be dangerous? How do you protect yourselves against entities out there that could potentially be harmful?
We've had one instance at a location that it was a negative spirit, and we end up binding them in a portal mirror in the building. But generally speaking, I tend to stay away from things like that because I have a younger child at home and I have an older mother here. And it's just one of those things I just want to keep everybody protected. I don't want anything to come with me. And to do that, a lot of times we'll just say, okay, we're leaving now. You stay here. This is your place. We're going home to our area and you're not allowed to come with us. And so far that's worked.
Cool.
Yeah.
And if there's anybody watching this show today who feels like they might have an entity that is in their home or connected to them that might not be so friendly, would you have any advice for those people?
First, find out. A lot of people tend to go towards demonic or evil with any spirit. Like that's their first thing they'll go towards. It's evil. A lot of times it's not. It's just the spirit's trying to get a message across to them. And so if you want to find out what level that spirit is, you can either have a team come in, or if you want to do your own investigation in your home, you can just get a voice recorder and do an EVP session and see if something comes across.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. There is that tendency, I know, for people to leap at the worst possibilities. We all try and understand things by using words and ideas that we've been taught in the past. And a lot of people have been taught about, religious things like demons and angels, and but not so much about aliens and the spirits of people and other transdimensional entities. So I actually get a lot of people asking me questions, and some quite often actually attacking some of the things that I do. When I reach out to aliens in peace, they'll say, "You're doing rituals to communicate with demons." I'm like, "No, I'm not.
No.
I'm really not."
No, and honestly, like that's one of the things I've had to get over the hurdle of, because my mom is a very strong Christian and she lives with us here in the house. And so when we go out on investigations, the next day she'll go around the house and like do protection stuff on the house. I mean, which I tell her, I was like, I don't care, any protection is good. But it's just her mindset is that this stuff is not, all of it's evil, all of it's bad and things like that. Whereas it's not. Most of the time it's just spirits that either decide to stay on this earthly plane or have messages for people. But they're not negative. Like there is negativity, but like I'll tell you, like I've been on a lot of investigations and we've gotten a lot of evidence, and maybe only one instance has been a negative experience.
Yeah, same with me. You fill your heart with love, you reach out in peace, and that's the kind of entity you're gonna have coming into you. And it's a shame when people jump to the negative conclusions, because what the reality of the situation then becomes is we are good, loving, caring people doing good, loving, caring things, and then you have a human being coming in and bringing in hatred and negativity. They're the ones with the negativity and the hatred and the darkness, not ourselves.
Yeah, but a lot of times, I mean, if you're patient and give that person grace, then they will come around in some sort to at least a mutual respect, where they're not coming down on everybody that does this, the type of stuff. Because if you come back at them with hatred, then that's what they're going to give back to you too.
Yeah. You're a very wise person, April. I know you well, you and Bettina, and I know that what you do, you are both so full of love and caring, and you demonstrate, it's so visible to people how much you care about everybody you interact with, humans and non-humans.
Well, thank you. That means a lot.
Now, in the summer, when I was in your area, I hosted a CE5 event. For those people that don't know, CE5 stands for Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind. That is human-initiated contact with aliens. And so we went out into a clearing at the top of a hill, and I guided us through some meditations and some spiritual activities to connect with different beings. Would you like to, before I show your notes, which I have here that you took at that event, would you like to go into some detail about the experiences that you had at that event?
Sure. So we went as the paranormal team because Rupert wanted to see if we could get any evidence, physical evidence of the communication that they had on the CE5 event. So we had a spirit box, which it goes through radio stations and keeps circling through. And a lot of times you can get spirits coming through with messages. And so I put that on. And when that happens with some people, it can put them into a deep meditative state. And so that will heighten your psychic senses or things you can do beyond the physical world. And that happened that night. It was a very powerful communication I had with an alien being. I took it as a mother because she was holding a baby, but it could have been any sex because honestly there were no organs showing. But she was holding a baby wrapped in a blanket, and she was behind. Like I was sitting here, and then we had the group of this E5 people, and then behind them was where this being was, and she had this desperation in her voice that they had tried to live here and inhabit the planet, but because of what we're doing, the humans are doing to the planet, they couldn't be here anymore. And like I had the sense that the baby had passed, and like her family was gone, and she was just desperate to get the message across that if we continue doing what we're doing to the planet in general, that not only is it going to affect the aliens that are here, but it's going to start affecting the humans as well.
Yeah. So you could see with your psychic abilities, you could see very clearly for an extended communication, this alien mother with a baby, and you could hear her, you could feel the emotion, you had an extended, powerful communication with her.
Yeah, it was to the point where, as you know, like I couldn't talk about it for probably a good week, maybe even 2 weeks without like crying, because it was just such a powerful message, and just the feeling of that mom like losing her child, and it was a lot.
Yeah. So let's break this down a little bit, because one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is that there are huge numbers of different alien beings living all around us, a lot beneath the earth, a lot in the atmosphere. They can exist in extra-dimensional spaces, which means that they can be anywhere around us living, and we don't typically see them, but they are living on, in, or around the planet Earth, and the different dimensions are around us of the planet Earth. They are all connected. I mean, I can move my hand around in 2-dimensional space like that, and then I can move it into 3-dimensional spaces by just moving like that. There's no barrier between 2-dimensional space and 3-dimensional space. It's just, can you move in that direction? The things that we're doing on this planet as a human species move directly outwards into extra-dimensional spaces. It's not just our 3-dimensional space. So our activities on this planet are not just hurting ourselves, not just harming the three-dimensional animals around us, our activities are also harming the alien species that also call Earth their home. That's significant. And your experience, April, is one of several experiences that people have had at my events just in the last year that are very, very similar. People have seen alien beings coming to them on more than one occasion, showing dead or dying babies or children. These are different people getting the same messages, and the message is very clear. Please, humans, stop harming the environment, stop affecting the environment so much, because it's harming us too. And one of the things I love about you is that you had that experience, and you care about them. It matters to you. They chose you to talk to because you are empathic and you feel their pain. Can I ask, has it made you feel like you want to do anything to help them?
Yeah, I just don't know what it is, honestly, because whenever you think about something so grand as the message that they gave, it's hard to think of what an individual could do.
Yeah.
And so I'm still trying to process and figure it out.
Well, I would like to tell our audience here, I know what to do, and I'm doing it. And having this show called Galactic Wisdom, it's named that for a reason, because we are trying to improve the lives of all sentient beings in our galaxy and beyond. And individual people can do quite a lot. And I know, April, that you are doing a lot to spread love and kindness and understanding and wisdom through your events. I'm also trying to spread wisdom. I would like to recommend to anybody that is watching who is not yet part of my groups, please join my Galactic Wisdom Facebook group. And the banner just came up on the screen there. That's a place where it's kind of a central, a focal point for my activities, and you can learn about my activities there. If you actively want to help me and what I'm doing, support me and what I'm trying to do for the galaxy and for all sentient life forms, please join my Patreon group. And the banner is down there at the bottom. And again, if you would like to learn more about April and her events, then please go to omniaevents.net. We need to learn about how us as individuals are damaging our planet. That is very, very important. But before I sort of conclude talking about this, I'd like to delve into it a little bit more and show some of the photos that you sent me of your notes. You were doing something called automatic writing. Would you like to explain what automatic writing is?
Yeah, whenever I had the headset on, it was late at night, and I'll be honest, my memory is not the best whenever something like this happens. So I like to write stuff down. So I had my daughter give me a book, and I was trying to take notes of what I was getting, the images, the words, the messages. Like this here on the left-hand side was the image of the spaceship that I got. And that the right-hand side is this specific race of aliens is in ice. And I had a feeling it was like underground ice area.
Yeah. So maybe the Arctic, the Antarctic, or somewhere closer to the poles.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then she said they were going to get a portal to where they're at because the conditions here are no longer suitable to live in. So they were going to go through a portal and go somewhere else. The name that I got was either Ishta or Ishtar, and my Omega symbol came up with this, and that's why I'm thinking that it was. That's why I'm kind of like wondering if the Omega symbol has to do with portal work, because it came during this message here.
Yeah, it does look a little bit like a Stargate.
Yeah, that's what my husband says too.
What the word Ishtar or Ishtar, did you feel that was the name of their species, perhaps?
I think it could have been I don't know. I kind of got the feeling it was more the individual.
Right. Uh-huh. And what's on this one here?
Whenever I was saying, how can we help and what caused it, she screamed, like literally screamed humans at me whenever I asked what caused it. And I said, how can we help? And she said, it's too late to help. And that they can no longer live here with us because the environment's no longer suitable.
Yeah.
And it's basically the pollution and man-made illnesses is what came across to me as to what was causing their issues.
Yeah. Man-made illnesses, that is an interesting thing as well. You know, we've become far more aware in the last few years of pandemics, of zoonotic. I forget if it's zoonotic or zootonic. It's one of those words means cross-species transmission, the jumping of viruses from one species to another. A lot of people don't realize that most of the pandemics that we have, most of the viruses we have caused as a human species through our appalling interactions and exploitation of other species on this planet. Bird flu, swine flu. A lot of people are probably going to tune out when I say this, but the COVID virus, all science points to the most likely explanation is it came from the exchange of fluids at a market where meat animals were being processed and given to humans for food. Human beings didn't learn the lesson they were supposed to learn. I'm going to remove that image. Human beings still haven't learned the lesson, the one important lesson that they should have learned from the pandemic, and that is to act in a responsible way that doesn't cause future pandemics, which could be even worse. There's so much that people get wrong and so much that people have to learn to help us in our futures. I really hope that people are open to learning a little bit of science, learning a little bit of reality in a logical way that you can actually really properly determine the truths such that you can then solve some of these problems. But yeah, you received some powerful messages there, April, at that event.
Yeah, I mean, it was even to the point where I came to Rupert afterward. I was like, I appreciate the invite to the CE5 events, but I'm not sure if I can go to another one because it was like super strong. But I mean, I will gladly go back to another one now. It's just sometimes whenever you experience this stuff, and this is for the viewers out there, that it's a super powerful message, especially if you are emotional. Like if you pick up on their emotions, because if you haven't quite learned, or if you're not ready for it to block or protect yourself from that, and you carry it with you, it can do a toll on you. So just be aware whenever you do this stuff that try to do protection, or at least talk to people about it afterwards. Don't hold on to it. Good
advice. These beings are out there, and these beings, given an opportunity, do want to talk to you, because to them it seems like humanity is not listening. And when they get a chance to connect with somebody and to talk to somebody who can hear them, who is interested in communicating, the messages that they're giving to us are profound and meaningful and deep. And what that means is that people with this sort of ability to communicate with them, they really can make a very powerful difference to humanity, to all beings, in fact. If you're an audience member watching this show and you have the ability, like April, to connect with different species and they're giving you messages, you could be a really powerful liaison or ambassador between our species to try and help guide our future onto a better path. And indeed, April, you did come back to me and do another event.
I did, yes.
So you weren't put completely off.
No.
We had a small gathering, even though it was snowy outside. We did have a small gathering inside, and we did another alien communication. Now, talking of bloopers, I don't think you are the blooper worthy person in your family.
He was so embarrassed. Ed had my husband, he was there with us, and while Rupert was trying to do the meditation, Ed had a coughing fit and he couldn't get it to stop. And so Rupert's like asking for healing energy to come towards Ed, and it was just funny.
It was like the worst coughing fit you could imagine. It's like he couldn't breathe and he was trying to stay quiet because his drink had gone down the wrong tube. But yeah. Did you have any interesting perceptions other than what Ed was going through in that session?
Nothing as strong as the one in August. Like, I had a few glimpses of like a being, but no messages, just colors and the images. And I don't think I got deep enough into the meditation to experience anything, on a deeper level.
Yeah. I'm just looking through the comments again from our viewers, and I would like to thank Gadget Gigi for being here. Terry, thank you very much also for being here. There's some wonderful people out there giving us lots of supporting comments, so thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. April, what is the process that you go through in order to tune into other entities?
A lot of times, I've only done the alien thing with your events. So I'll put on the spirit box, like the headphones. I'll close my eyes and get to a meditation. As far as like the ghost and spirits like that is, or like if I went to a past life thing, I like to lay down and close my eyes and listen to different frequencies of music, like gongs or chants or something, and that'll get me into a deep meditative state to where I can experience certain things.
Fantastic. And now that you really have this strong connection, you can communicate with other beings, and you also have a very large community of thousands of people who come to your events. Would you say that you have in your own mind, do you have a clearly defined mission or purpose in the things that you're doing?
At this point in time, I really want people to get back, because there's so much bickering and arguing in today's world. I just want people to get back to the golden rule of like treat each other with respect. If you can disagree with people all day long, but you need to be respectful of that person and their thoughts and their beliefs. Because at the end of the day, nobody's going to have the same beliefs. You're not going to think the same thing as another person all the time. But we need to be able to discuss it. I mean, like, because you and I could have a disagreement, but at the end of that disagreement, we might come to a happy medium ground of, you're right on this part of it, and I'm right about this one, but we can still disagree and still be friends.
Absolutely. We're never going to live in a world where people all have the same set of beliefs.
Yeah.
But so knowing that, is it possible for us to coexist with others peacefully, in harmony, respectfully, just acknowledging it's okay for us to have different beliefs? That's what I think.
I hope so. Sometimes I like turn on YouTube and see like different groups screaming at different people, and it's like, okay, let's just come back to the middle ground again. And like, because I mean, honestly, if I was an alien looking down at some of these arguments going on that really at the end of the day aren't that big of a deal, because as long as you respect another person, it's not that big of a deal, but yet it's life or death to some people. And if I was an alien race looking down, I'd be like, I'm not sure if I want to go down there.
Well, exactly. I mean, the big question for them is, do they let human beings into their extragalactic, interstellar communities. And when they look at how human beings treat each other, it's like, what motivation do they have to bring us into their communities?
I think that's what's important about what we're doing now, is the fact that we're trying to at least get a group of people of the, of being able to respect each other, and ascending to the point that the alien races are able to at least look at us and be like, they're not so bad. You know what I mean? Because, yeah, I think that they really want to work with us, but we're not ready for them.
Yeah, absolutely. But the one thing that I say a lot to people is, humanity may not be ready to enter into their communities, but individual human beings can be, and individual human beings are. I've got alien friends. You've established significant connections now with alien beings. And I know hundreds of people out there who have loving, caring interactions with these beings. So don't wait for the rest of humanity to catch up. Just go out there and make your own, establish your own meaningful, loving, caring, non-discriminatory relationships with these beings.
100%. And the biggest hurdle, I think, for people is just getting over the, what are my friends and family going to think if I do this? I think that's the biggest hurdle that people just need to do.
Yeah. Well, fantastic. April, we've come to the end of today's show. I would like to thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. It was fun.
You're very welcome. Thank you to everybody out there who is watching this video, the show either live or recorded. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. Take care. Goodbye.
Bye.